Count John Cornyn, the Texas senator, very worried, especially as he has not heard as yet a plan from the administration as to how to deal with all of this, even though we're told, Senator, that a plan is out there. Do you know what it is?
Well, I guess it's a secret plan, Neil. We've been asking not just this week, not just this month, but for months now, because the administration has been using Title 42, the COVID public health title, to expel people from the country. Not all of them, but some of them, about 70,000 in a given month out of the 230,000 or so that showed up at the border. And they've demonstrated no willingness to use other tools like expedited removal to remove people from the country. So this is a big flashing green light to anybody and everybody from anywhere around the world. If you can get to our southern border, you can probably make your way into the United States. And it's dangerous, and it's chaotic, and it's creating a lot of hardship for border communities in Texas, but also danger across the country, particularly when it comes to the drugs that come across.
Well, apparently, and you know far better than I, Senator, that it's galvanized many south of the border, from Mexico to all points south in Central and Southern America, that the green light will be back on. Not that it hasn't been on for a lot of folks anyway, if this all goes away, and a surge is expected. Do you agree with that?
Well, folks who look at and think about coming to the United States can watch television. They can call or talk to friends and relatives in the United States, and they know what's going on. And they know that right now the open border policies mean that if you show up at the border, you're going to be able to make your way into the interior, probably never to be reporting to a judge or anybody who would make a decision on whether you have a legitimate claim. But here's something I think the Biden administration misses. If you go talk to the Border Patrol, they will tell you they're detaining people from as many as 150 different countries. And these are people we have no real records on. And many of them, some of them turn themselves in, admittedly. Others seek asylum. Others are economic migrants. But there's a large number known as the getaways, or gotaways, I should say, from Border Patrol. We don't know what they're up to, whether they're just smuggling drugs, whether they're criminals who are worried about being arrested and want to bypass the Border Patrol. We don't know who these people are. But if they're coming from 150 different countries, some of which are countries of particular interest to our national security teams, that should worry them. But apparently the Biden administration doesn't care.
Now, we do hear the administration is kicking around, and this figures all over the map, so forgive me, Senator, $3 to $4 billion to prepare for this, again, for Title 42, presumably expiring a week from today as planned. But do you know what that money would be used for?
Well, we need money for and plans to detain people who are coming across the border, who are making claims for asylum, and then we need to get those claims decided by appropriate authorities, and those who don't qualify be returned to their home country. But we shouldn't appropriate just blindly money to facilitate the continuation of the current open border policies. Secretary Mayorkas has said the border is secure. Anyone with 2 eyes and 2 ears can know that's not true. But this is the mindset that they have. So I'm not convinced they would use that money appropriately to enforce our laws or deter people from coming into the country illegally.
We're learning separately, Senator, this just came into our newsroom, that the administration is suing Arizona over that state's installation of shipping containers as border barriers. I know I'm just throwing this at you, but that has been an issue where they felt that it was totally unnecessary for Arizona to do that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, physical barriers do play an important role, but Border Patrol will tell you they need the technology, and they also need the human beings. It's hard to recruit good people to serve in the Border Patrol, particularly when they're the objects of ridicule and criticism by the Biden administration when they are just simply trying to do their jobs. But most of them, they're frustrated that they're not able to do the jobs that they signed up to do as a law enforcement officer. But I don't blame the governor in Arizona, Governor Ducey, or Governor Abbott, or any other border state for trying to do what they can in the complete absence of any federal support to try to stem the flow of this humanitarian and public safety crisis.
Are you worried, as you said at the outset, that you've not heard back from the administration just what their plan is? We're hearing as well now, of course, in light of this Arizona development, now suing over that shipping container border barrier thing. They're not talking to, obviously, those in power there. We even saw Senator Tester, Montana Democrat, concerned that they're ignoring a crisis here. I'm paraphrasing. Are you worried the administration isn't listening to anyone on this?
Well, I see that some of our Democratic colleagues, when they come around to re-election time, then they express some concerns, but they've done nothing to get the Biden administration to live up to its responsibilities. And I worry that this has been coming for a long time, Neil. I remember talking to the Border Patrol chiefs probably about a year ago, as they knew that eventually Title 42 would go away, and they wanted some plan in its place. And now here we are, as you point out, a week before that's going to happen, and maybe they have a secret plan. Maybe the secret is they have no plan. We just don't know.
Yeah, Senator Cornyn, always good seeing you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Neil.
Senator John Cornyn.